Yeah.
They want to protect themselves. Oh, we're live.
Oh, here we
Can't
are.
talk about that.
Good. No, we can't. Good
Can't say
afternoon, good morning. No. Oh. Unless you mean these ones, then
Yes.
how would we know?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Oh, look, it's just me.
Oh no, it's just me now because you've frozen. So here I am. Welcome to the BV Lost show. Oh, he's come back. His voice.
The BVR shit. Oh, as my. Oh yeah, if it's just me. If it's just you and me, you're going to have to be doing a lot of talking by yourself, and my internet continues its normal. It's normal. Where on earth are all these tabs? I don't want to. Here we go. Right. This is where what Bruce and I were just talking about, and I thought we'd go live and get talking about it. UV have mentioned the protected 5 gig space for FCC Part 88, and it's 5030 to 5091 megs, which is 61 megs of coverage. But I don't think we'll be able to do a lot in that 61. I mean, how many aircraft potentially could operate?
The 2.4 gig band's only 80 something.
Okay.
The ISM band, it's only 80 something. So you can fit a fair bit in there. But and especially considering that this will only be for professional use, there won't be any recreational use of this band. So I think there's heaps of space. I mean, look, people fly with 915 as their control link.
So, yes. Well, I wonder what power they're proposing in.
Well, you can't have power. No, power's not allowed. And you're freezing again, but that's all right. I'll carry on. The thing is, for video, what gear have you got? It's going to be really expensive gear that will operate on those frequencies. So I don't see DJI or anyone making a special version just for this, especially considering that they're on the naughty list now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so they will not be there. You're absolutely right. It's interesting. It's something we've been expecting forever. The World Radio Council
longer than forever,
but it is definitely something that has been on the radar, pun intended, for a very, very long time. So
yes, but they did offer 6 gigahertz. They were talking 6.3, was it, gigahertz some time ago? They were going to slot the C2 links in there. So why have they now shifted to 5? What's going on?
Yeah, that obviously we can't answer or speak to, and it's just published in America, but it's got to have international signing off, hasn't it? The FCC couldn't just do this in America, could they?
I think they can do local frequencies within the continental USA. I mean, it's not exactly going to propagate a long way, so they don't have to have any international accords. You know, just because I mean, like already for a long time, we'll look at the difference in 5 gigahertz
council
operations. The 5 point, you can only run so many milliwatts in the CE, but you can run watts in America. That's disparate, not allocations, but power levels. So I think there's not a lot of universal coordination apart from the ISM bands. Even in Japan, there's parts of the ISM bands you can't use. They're much narrower allocations on 2.4, I think it is, because it's not international.
One thing I was a little bit, and this is what we were actually talking about before, was talking about having protected allocations in the UK in 2019 when I lost link due to interference through controlled airspace. I don't think that was quite the story, actually. UAvionics. Let's start sharing that tab.
Let's make it some facts to suit our argument.
Yeah, we're talking about this now, and this failed. This Aluda airspeed have failed for many, many reasons, and the reason that particular bit flagged up is,
wasn't it that the Free Sky was R8? Is that the system, the 900 megahertz system that they used?
Oh, yeah, the whole thing was awful. The whole thing was just awful, and it should never have. Never.
If they'd been flying that control line, it would have still crashed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, bring on the control line version of it. So a little bit disappointed with you there, UAvionics, for talking like that about that. It's going to be super quick one, this one tonight. Another bit of news I saw was ACSL have brought their FLIR camera out, which is interesting and kind of something you have to do. But what I thought was more interesting was this fellow, ex of DJI, Romeo, is now working for them. And that has to be a useful thing for them, has to be a very useful thing to have the knowledge of DJI in the US behind them now. So that struck me as interesting. The new China drone export ban, which came into effect on the 1st of September. This chap here, Robert Brodvidi, is the commander of the 414th OPU Bass in Ukraine, is already saying it's a bit of an issue. So I suspect we're going to see supply problems, all sorts. Nothing to worry about, but I think it is, and it'll be interesting to see where it comes in, where it starts happening.
And speaking of that previous thing with the thermal camera, you realise
yes,
that China, that germanium is one of the major exports. It's one of the few, they have a monopoly almost on germanium, and germanium is used for the lenses in those thermal cameras, I gather.
Oh, right. So we won't be able to make our little crystal radio sets very easily then with our germanium diodes.
Yeah, we'll have to hunt out all those OA95s and melt them down to make lenses for thermal cameras.
If I look back in here, I've got one here somewhere. OA95s. I'd completely forgotten that was
showing our age now. Yeah. You have an AC171 transistor? Was it OC171 originally? Was it
OC? OC.
The glass envelope. Yep. The three really long wires.
I won't have one of those, but I might have the diode.
Let's confuse them further. Do you have any 807 valves? They were great. Power valves.
No.
ECL85s. They were quite useful.
No. Valves. They're just. I was just.
My age. Eh?
Yeah. Replacing that's bigger than my 7-inch. Replacing the camera. Yeah, it's the Japanese blue stroke NDAA machine, and it looks very capable. It looks what it's made for. Hello there, Mick. And Sparky and Snapshot, and I think I saw Grey Arrows. Yeah, hello everybody that's in the chat. It's very quiet, nice. Everybody's off at shows. Mark's at the show in America. Goodness knows what he's doing there. I know he's been gambling. That's one of the things I know he's been doing.
And the last we heard from Ian was, what are these black helicopters doing? Why they're
he's tired. Yes, he is tired tonight. He's well, I mean, he could be. I can't remember if we spoke about this last week, but this chap flying high around Boston.
Yes.
And what I wanted to bring back in with this is this flipping flat Earth theories of how he was detected, and it's because he posted it all on YouTube. It's not.
And he was flying a DJI FPV drone, which would have knocked on him.
Yeah, well, yes, that's also true. That's also true. But there's some real wild theories as to why, how did they find him? How they must have been radar, special military radar. No, he posted it all on YouTube. He made it really, really easy. And where's the mention of Ofcom? He's got one little fine from Ofcom. There we are.
Yeah, it's only £1,200, wasn't it? About 1,200 quid or something? Which is... When you consider the FAA just been crowing about $300,000 in proposed fines for some of those things, and that's crazy because Philly Drone Life got $182,000, just one guy, and now they're saying $300,000 over a 2-year period or something. So things have quietened down a lot, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, what a chop to be flying where he was at the heights he was and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But what made him even more of a chop was putting it all on YouTube. That's going to work. But what I want to say about Ofcom was, though, if they want to find you, Ofcom will find you. Just like the FCC will find you in the US and whatever, I'm sure the Australian and New Zealand one is, they will find you.
They have bloodhounds specially trained to sniff out radio frequency emissions. That shut them up.
That was a long... See, I need ORAC. This is ORAC in the back here. You know why.
AI.
You know why.
AI.
AI. Yeah. AI. That would be AI. Me would be much better. And that really was the stories I had, or the stuff that had caught my eye this week.
Well,
so it's not much.
I noticed with that FAA announcements of the proposed fines, that I don't think there was one there for not having a remote ID. Yet I know that if the guy didn't register his drone, effectively he didn't have compliant remote ID anyway, because it didn't have his registration number on the drone, right? So things like that, they're not pursuing remote ID. They're not enforcing it, because we've got plenty of drones being sold without standard remote ID, being used without standard remote ID. And every day you'll see dozens of videos being posted to YouTube of people flying freestyle with no remote ID in the USA. But the FAA seems to have acknowledged that, well, remote ID is actually a bust, and we're not going to waste our time enforcing it because it's not really any use to us. That's the impression I get.
Not really sure they ever wanted it.
No. It was Homeland Security and the like.
Yeah.
Although, having said that, it was the Commercial Drone Alliance petitioned, and the FAA got in right behind it. So even before the Homeland Security got involved, Commercial Drone Alliance wanted remote ID because it was essential to commercialize the skies, they said. And that was going back years now. But, they've just pursued it. It's like, we're doing something. There isn't a problem, but we've solved it anyway.
Yes. Let's get another one over from not quite from your part of the world, but these BVLOS corridors up. And what I found interesting was up to 1,250 feet. It's like they'd pulled that out of the air. But I think it's 500 square kilometers of BVLOS in Australia for mining exploration.
What people don't appreciate is that if you want to fly BVLOS, if you want to fly any kind of distance, you've got to have altitude. You can't fly 20 kilometers out at 10 feet above the ground. It doesn't work that way. Even the curvature of the Earth becomes a problem quite quickly if you're at low altitude. So you can't just have a 400-foot limit if you want to fly 100K away, because you will have dipped below the curvature of the Earth probably. And anyway, the ground will soak up all the signal at that altitude. So that's the thing about BVLOS that I see a lot of people with hobbyists and that, they fly BVLOS. It's not the distance. It's the fact that you're flying so high to get that far. That's what concerns me. When I fly if I ever flew BVLOS, it would still be below
the
level of the trees. Yeah. It's cold in South Africa because he's
calculator. Oh, I froze it again.
Yeah. See, if the pilot is 5 foot and the aircraft was, or say, a meter or 2 meters, and the aircraft was so many meters. Yeah.
2 meters, and let's go. Yeah. So it's 5. If you're 2 meters tall, look, it's 5 Ks to the horizon.
There you go. So what if the aircraft is 2? It's probably 10 K, is it?
Well, let's go. Distance your jet. Let's say 15 kilometers. What's that telling us? I don't actually know what that's telling us. Can you work that object
parts? I don't know. I guess you have to be 7.7 at the other end to see that. You can't see anything that's less than 7.7 meters tall.
All right.
So that's
all right. Let's go out.
Then you've got obstructions in the way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's 30 kilometers. That's 48 meters. So that is quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that level, you are basically right there on the horizon. And if you've got any trees or houses or anything in the way, they're going to further obscure. And it's very rarely you can actually see the direct horizon without any kind of other obstruction. That's assuming perfectly flat land, not contoured in any way.
Well, let's say now 150 meters. And then, is that right? 250, something like that, isn't it?
What's the distance to the
horizon? It's 56. So the eyesight, if you're at 250 meters high, distance to the horizon is 56.4.
Yeah. So, and it's only what's 120, because that's the maximum legal height, isn't it? 120
All right,
meters.
Well, let's go to feetage then.
I'm going to 400 mixed
120, 21.
No,
yeah,
400 feet. 400 feet, not 400.
Oh yeah, you're right. 120 meters.
You wouldn't believe this man was a school teacher, would you?
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah,
there you go.
Definitely. 39.
40 kilometers is your max if you're perfectly flat playing field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That pesky.
How did Wes Vati do it? I think he stood on a hill, didn't he?
Where the operations are, and that takes you all the way out to 70 kilometers. So that's
there you go.
It's
a law of diminishing returns, though, isn't it?
It is. But it's okay, because it means what you can do is you can fit your what did I see today? Another 4 watt FPV, 1.2 gigs at 4 watts. but just imagine. Oh, Simon, I saw that. I saw the NOTAM over the model flying club. It was already NOTAM already on altitude. Yeah. Well, notifying a flight in Altitude Angel and a NOTAM being, but that's two different things altogether, really. But are you, Simon? I saw that. Are you going to get hold of Richard at Altitude Angel and find out, or are you getting hold of the Model Aircraft Club? That's what I want to know. But I think what I saw, it has rolling NOTAMs that run for 3 months at a time, and you just happen to apply in a time when that one wasn't there. But they can't. I'm sure the Model Aircraft Club can't stop you flying. Can't stop you doing a commercial flight. Yeah, at the club tomorrow. Yeah. Simon, my internet is just, and as soon as we start, it becomes appalling.
It's only a notice to him and not necessarily a binding thing, isn't it? It's an advisory, most of these things.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know it's there. And if you there we are. I froze again. It's not really an Altitude Angel thing, though. They're not the law. They're just the displayers of the law.
They're just the messenger.
The messenger. No need to shoot them. That's right. That's right. So that's the stories I have. Yeah.
That's all you got. Jeez, that's bloody useless.
That's all I got.
No, I think I mentioned last time about CAA in New Zealand having to go out of government funding and into cost recovery. So we can be looking forward to some interesting changes here.
And did I read that Air New Zealand's having some issues over their management and all that sort of thing?
No, one of their airplanes caught on fire on landing. Did you see the engine on that plane? It was a 89 or whatever, one of those turboprops. It was 300 feet from the ground and smoke started billowing out of the engine. And they did a very short landing and everyone jumped out. It's quite impressive.
Very good. But close to the ground is good. Close to the ground is the way forward.
Indeed. Not so far to fall.
It's going on fire. Oh, there we are. I went away again.
See, I know what the problem is. You must be doing two streams when you're online. I don't know, because you don't do that when you're not streaming.
I don't understand. What do you mean? I don't understand the joke. You're trying to make a joke, and I don't understand it.
No jokes. I'm being very. No. When have I ever joked? Everything's deadly serious.
No, absolutely. There's Chops doing that Japan.
I'll sing while he's frozen. Any requests?
This is just. What's it? What's it? What's the ORAC? Another fight? What's the Cliff? Tell me, what is that? All system function normally? Yeah. Yes, that is an ORAC thing. There's another thing he says about its perfect responses or something, isn't it? The most rubbishy computer, and I think, oh, that's right. I meant to say to Cliff, did you see they're bringing, and it made me chuckle really, they're bringing out the complete series on Blu-ray. Okay.
It wasn't called an SD?
Yeah, absolutely. But I can remember seeing Blu-ray players in the shops.
I've still got one.
Have you? Oh, they're bringing.
We've got a huge library of DVDs here that we bought when all the video stores were closing down. $1 a title and things. So I've got hundreds and hundreds of movies and things and series and so forth. So I don't have to pay a monthly fee to watch them. They're there forever. I can rip some of them onto the hard drive. You can just sit in front of the television and flick from series to series. And it's great.
Oh, so that's you and Cliff. There we are.
Yeah,
they have made a Blu-ray player. You're both in New Zealand, aren't you? That's just. I think that tells us a bit more about New Zealand than you share it.
Cliff has it the first week of the month, and I have the second. He has it the third, and so forth.
We're such a small place that you're probably neighbours.
I just email it to him, and he emails it back.
Emails it back. Absolutely. Walk across to Australia when the tide's out and all that sort of thing.
Attachments are a wonderful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a New Zealand thing. ADSB tool, says Mick. What's the news on the ADSB tool?
Yes, I have to update that. Have to send. I've got the file sitting here. I just haven't had I've been sitting on my backside doing other things, so I will be putting that up. It's surprising how much. I've got to put some documentation that I haven't done yet, but yeah, it's going up there very shortly. I've just frozen it now, so I'm not doing anything else. It's got a couple of bugs which someone else can sort out, but it doesn't stop me from using it. So, and the app should be hopefully appearing on the Play Store soon.
Oh, now everyone's going to pop at me remote. So you're not wrong. You used to with Blu-ray. Yes, you're absolutely right, Simon. You're absolutely right. So this means I've got to go to an antique shop and find a Blu-ray player somewhere now. I haven't even got
You can still make them. You can still buy them.
DVD player in my computers. I haven't got anything with the only thing we've
disconnected. I've disconnected mine so I can put
it's the old
drives
Xbox. Yeah, it's the old Xbox. That's the only thing we've got with the DVD player in the house.
But you've got a gramophone, haven't you, Gary?
Of course.
To play your Beatles record collection. The box set.
The box set. That's a PS5. Yeah,
what if it's worth anything? I've got the box set of the Beatles, all the Beatles albums that came in a big box, flash box. What if it's worth money now on vinyl? Who knows?
So annoying. BV Lost, that is my connection, isn't it? BV Lost.
Yes.
I don't know why it chunks in and out. It's only for this. Well, yeah, it's only for this streaming service that you notice. Otherwise, if you're watching YouTube, obviously that's buffered a little bit.
Should I talk now or when he comes back? What about the new DJI? What is it, Nemo or something? Underwater drone. It's interesting. Will it have remote ID? There's no legal requirement for it to have remote ID, but I bet you it does.
Yeah, no, that you're absolutely right. Ian put up a video about the controllers that will or won't work with it, which is also quite interesting. A very interesting way for them to make a little bit of money, isn't it? Out of the different controller things.
Well, Cliff, that's an interesting thing. If they make the fines big enough, it pays for itself and generates a profit, doesn't it? Enforcement.
Yeah.
So we don't know, but they've been very quiet. And of course, there's all that infighting at the moment at the CAA, where they reckon that the management's. There's been newspaper articles where there's political things going on within the organisation, and so I don't know.
Yeah, I think to Simon's point, if I stay here long enough, I think what is worrying is the potential for flight restriction zones like FRIZs like they have in America and the UK. That's a bit worrying if they're beginning to start to think that way. I wouldn't want that to happen over there. Yeah,
well, there was an interesting thing. Some company in America, in Arkansas, I think it is getting sued or something in the courts for flying a drone over a industrial site and getting some information. And I'm thinking, well, why? How can they do that? It's private property, but the airspace is not controlled. So why are they breaking the law by flying over someone else's property? Maybe it's a privacy thing, but it's worrying because if they'd flown an aircraft or a hot air balloon over there, would they have been as in the gun?
Yeah, no, not at all. Was that for commercial gain, or was it for?
It was a competitor or something. I think was flying over the thing. So it may be, but certainly, they build it as a drone story.
Yeah,
River of Blood. Yes.
Yes. That River of Blood story. That one. They Texas made it illegal to do that. Share this tab instead. Because it really was, and this River of Blood. Oh no, I don't.
In America, you can buy the protection of the police force if you want. So the police will do your bidding.
For those who don't know, it's a story where a chap actually sent me the images. And said, "Hey, look at this!" And it was of a stream turning red, a river of blood, just downstream from a meat packing company, and they had laid a hose across a field and put their waste product directly into a stream, and it was visible not only in the photos that the chap took, but from Google Flipping Earth, and that's years ago, back when Google Earth was terrible everywhere. And they initially prosecuted the meat packing place owners, and then they backed away from that, and then they made it illegal to take those sort of images over somebody's business in Texas. So it was absolute madness. Yeah, that was a huge story for us
And there was
years
a
ago.
YouTube channel had some videos about that. The cops pulled over some guy and gave him a real hard time just because he had a drone in his back of his car or his wagon, his truck, because it was near where that happened. So they really grilled him. I think, I'm not sure if they
And it wasn't
seized
even what was it called? An exposure. It was that foam thing that carried it was a fixed wing thing. It was a very simple platform. It wasn't even a drone per se. It was right back in the day. It was about 2010, I think that was. So it was just carrying an SLR, and they really changed the rules for that. And it was terrible. But so I'm not surprised that they're also changing the rules or filling around the rules for someone else. They put banners up because it happened rather than that. Yeah. You're right, Cliff. You're absolutely right. Look, I've got a dodgy channel. A channel. Yes, that's true. That is true. Yes.
Freudian slips everywhere today.
Freudian, that is right in there. Yeah, and obviously I've got to keep going on because the YouTube revenue would be terrible if I missed all this.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't want to lose any of that.
Revenue, the whole 1 or 2 cents. Just and I'm seriously, what's that? Just why the Appian Wings TRAs have been proved. Oh, thank you, Mr. Lee. That's interesting. Appian Wing TRA. Yeah.
What's a TRA, Gary?
Temporary restricted area. And so that's going to cause a lot of pain. That's going to cause a lot of pain for the general aviation community in the UK. And it's, let's see if we can find it. I suppose you fancy putting a link in that, do you, Mr. Lee? Let's see if we can find it. Wing. American Clean Power Association. No, I'm not sure I can find it quickly.
So that's how they're deconflicting the airspace for their trials.
Yeah, they're closing it, so they're not. Yeah.
Well, that's going to work well for the future, isn't it? If that's all they can do.
Well, that's exactly what. I can't find it. I can't find it quickly. Well, it'll be a story for tomorrow. Airspace restrictions.
Geeks Fun has just put a link in the chat.
Oh, is he? Oh, good man. I was looking away. Thank you very much, Sean. That's not what you want. Oh, yes, I can't get to the bloody links in the chats.
Copy and paste.
I'll copy it. No, I can't copy and paste because it puts it up on the screen. It won't let me from the chat that when I'm sat here driving it. I've done something that's happened before. So I just have to type it out.
This could take a while. Everyone go and get a coffee. Start watching your favorite movie. We'll be back shortly.
Yeah, go and get your Blu-rays out.
Yeah, turn your DVD player on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's changed.
So how will the flying taxis get around if the entire suburban landscape is a no-fly area because of Wings drones?
Well, shall I Discord it? Oh, good man. Thanks, geeks. That works straight away. It's not true what they say about him. There we go. Right, here we are. London Heath Bridge. All right, let's look at this together. Let's add this in here. Lots of others in the hole. Go over to here. And go here. I can't, yeah. Side gateway. Wow, let's have a look.
This is
going to work. Yeah, it's all going to open up in different. Let's get these opened up here. So let's see. I want one with pictures. There's one with pictures. Well, that's interesting. I know exactly that part of London. We've got other share this tab instead. So here we are, London Health Bridge. Down here, there is a picture of.
Oh, just at the wrong moment it froze.
From okay, I have flown from here, the Archbishop's Palace. I know that site very well. That's pretty. That's. I don't know. My initial thoughts is that isn't very far.
No,
and
a trebuchet would suffice.
You've got that before me. That's exactly. I was going to say
think alike. Well, fools
your chosen method of communication.
Even an Elon Musk Hyperloop, one of the pneumatic pipes would work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like you could engineer a solution underneath the ground, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or even a fast boat around the edge of the Thames would work.
Yeah, well, you could use this railway line here and get someone to run either side, or you could probably
have solutions in search of a problem by the look of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you wonder, well, hang on. Let's see if we can get Sean in. Sean, are you not in your underpants, are you, Sean? Let's see if we can invite him.
Well, that might boost the numbers if he is. You might get another viewer.
I'm discording it over to you there, Sean. What is that going to prove, though? This really is genuinely my initial thoughts. Is what is that going to prove? I think if it was me, I would want to run a bicycle. Yeah, there you are. Just so we can have central London drone deliveries. Yeah, all right.
So surely, if you're going to be delivering from hospital to hospital, you have to have a children's playground underneath. The Swiss found that.
What's that? What do you mean?
Remember in Switzerland, they had one of their drones crash near a kid's playground or something, a school or something with the medical delivery drone. That was ages.
But that's what the brave fighter pilots always pull up over the school. They wouldn't actually crash in the school. They always narrowly avoid the school, etc., etc. Right. Let's have a look on Google Earth. Let's have a look on Google Earth. And hopefully it's a 3D bit of Google Earth. Yeah, there it is. There's the Bishop's Palace. Right, let's share this instead. So we're talking about going from over here, basically, to over here somewhere. So we'll look back at it. Oh, rehearsals. I'm reading another one at the same time. I shouldn't do that, should I? Clapham confident. I never knew it would happen with me and a girl from Clapham. So where's the helipad here? Anyone see a helipad?
If there's an exclusion zone, how does the helicopter get in?
There it is. There it is on the roof. So it's going to be from there to, what did we say? It's over here somewhere, isn't it? To over here.
No.
Yeah, it's here. There's the palace is in there.
Oh.
Or is it there? Somewhere over here. I don't know. I still reckon the bike could do it quicker.
Think so?
Not necessarily quicker, but at a very, very similar time.
When you take into account the setup time and the deset, all the fluffing around at each end, health and safety, you've got to put your high vis on, your helmet, you've got to get your clipboard out and your Wellingtons, and instead of just jumping on a bike.
Sean's in his wellness spa.
He says, I'm currently in my pants. But the question is he alone?
Yeah. More weight on a bike. But this thing won't be taking much, but unfortunately Sean did nail it. And that's why they're doing it, to be the CAA's PR.
Bikes work in all weathers.
Southwark Archbishop's Palace, it's just, let's go over there. A pity I can't put these side by side.
Or next to each other.
Exactly. Where is it? Where is that bridge going across there? It's here.
Why don't you pay the subscription for Maxar? They're much better images.
Go 8 battery because you can. Is it not gonna let me? Yeah, because you could do that on this.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's draw a line on it. Can we do that? Let's go back to 2D.
There's a ruler somewhere.
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it exactly?
The ruler's up there on the top, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm looking for the exact place it is on. It's here somewhere. Bassi was. Well, I wonder what this looks like. It's from a housing estate. Is that the one in the right?
It's just drug deliveries to the boys in the hood.
Something like that. This is something to have set up before. Yeah, you know, for the distance that they're showing, you'd be better off flying across the Thames to somewhere across where one of the bottlenecks are to give you more of a. And that's straight across. No, it's not. Oh, I know why they're not doing that, because that's keeping out of the way the heli routes at low level, which go through. I think it's H7 or H10 goes along through here, so that's why they're doing that, to stay out of the way of the heli routes. Yeah, meh. But yeah, Geeks has got it. They've already produced the advert saying to deliver regular goods by drone in central London. Yeah, Sean has got it. He's got it exactly right. Exactly right. Now look, on that note, because unless you've got anything else, I don't think I've got anything else.
I'm very ill prepared. Usually at this stage, Ian kicks in to have his last 5 minutes for an hour.
Exactly. With a big long chat with Richard, and after the show, there are a few things coming up after the CUV show in America. Oh, I know something that I saw Philip teasing on LinkedIn was a cube racer. So I guess that's coming out of the Node development. If you haven't seen it, the Node is a board that's smaller than this by a long way, and a full autopilot, and obviously a breakout board for FPV racers stroke other things, I suppose. So we'll have to look out for that. Will it run Betaflight?
That's the question.
That's the only thing it's got to be able to run, isn't it? That's not going to be able to run anything else. So we should.
I see Betaflight. I saw a video. I saw a thumbnail. They're adding position hold without a magnetometer on Betaflight now, which will be interesting. I think they've done it with iNav.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get to the point where the peace has been won in Ukraine, and we'll then it'll be interesting to see where the development goes. Whether people completely lose it, I have a feeling the military will want to. Oh, quickly, let's reinvent the wheel and go over here with small boards that are all of our own making, and we'll have nothing to do with those open source boards, or we'll get lots more of those open.
Yeah. I wonder if international military competitiveness will be measured not on the stockpile of nukes, but the stockpile of multi-rotor drones they've got in their arsenal.
Yeah, be big stockpiles. Look, it's going to go again like it did just then. So I'm going to say, dear viewer, wherever you are in the world, join us again next week, 2100 Gin and Tonic, when there'll be more of us and we'll do more. Bruce, thanks very much. Dear viewers, thank you. Look after yourselves. We'll see you next week. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Oh, I'm still live. And he's gone. How does that work? He pushed the wrong button. I love it. Well, I shall say goodbye. Is he coming back? He's coming back. Look, here he is. You pushed the wrong button. Hold on. At the stage.
there you go. I don't know.
There's no lack of confidence here.
No, none at all. It's just, I don't know whether it just coincided when I hit the end stream. It just coincided with the dropout. It's like, hey, and then I was outside. No. And then I was outside the building. Right, I'm going. Right, try again. Cheers, viewer. Take care.